In this section, the first objective we have is to recognize a quadratic equation, or also called a second-degree equation. And it's an equation that can be written when in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Now, we've actually been working with quadratic polynomials quite a bit already through our section on factoring. Now, the tools we're going to have for solving quadratic equations are factoring. It's always our first method to attempt. The square root method next. Completing the square potentially, and the quadratic formula. And there will be separate videos for each of those reviewing those techniques.